Hi guys, it's so good to be here together at the GTMM. Great time making music. And if it's about making music, let's have some. My name is Emmanuel, and today I'm super excited because we're going to speak about the most important asset. Guys, this is serious, the most important tool in any studio on earth. Actually, in the whole universe. No, it's not the PlayStation 5 console you are thinking about. It's actually something even bigger than that. Whenever someone starts telling a story, he will begin with "once upon a time," which places the action in a specific moment in time or space. The same thing happens with our music when we are adding the reverb effect on top. Is the performance happening in a concert hall, on a stadium arena, in a recording studio, or in a home studio like the one I have here? The reverb plugin is providing the necessary space reference, which is very important because it helps the audience join the world of music we create. How cool is that? Also, it's generally accepted that adding reverb on top of the audio in our projects makes everything sound better. In fact, we can have the best vocals and the best instrument recordings in our project, but if the reverb and the reverb amount are not used correctly, the audience will immediately feel it and the overall quality of the audio will instantly drop. I think these two reasons are enough to make us understand how important a good reverb effect is and why we cannot do it without it. Which brings me to the main reason we are here, which is, ladies and gents, Vienna MIR Pro. A reverb and mastering plugin that will instantly enhance our music. I'll say it from the beginning, the Vienna Instruments engineers did an amazing job while sampling various acoustically special spaces such as sound stages, recording studios and some churches as well. Just to make you understand how OCD these guys are, they managed to capture a crazy amount of 53,000 impulse responses while sampling these spaces. Holy moly! 53,000. These virtual acoustic venues are available in 6 room packs that you can purchase separately or as a bundle if you want to maximize the purchase value and of course if you can afford it. But if you are on a tight budget, I suggest you continue watching this video because I will walk you through all available sampled rooms. Therefore, in no more than a few minutes, you should be familiar enough with Vienna MIR Pro and know exactly which are the room packs you want. In my specific case, it was a painful decision, but since I'm determined to continue living with my both kidneys and also to enjoy composing music with the best tools around, I decided to get Vienna MIR Pro 24, which has the only
limitation
of
24 instruments per project.
I have also purchased the room pack 1, among which sits the
Schubertsaal.
Please notice the German pronunciation attempt, which I really like. Don't get me wrong, the full Vienna MIR Pro is so tempting and all the room packs will make you want to take them all home and love them one by one, day and night. Sometimes life is about options and choices, so Vienna MIR Pro 24 and the room pack 1 will be just fine for me and for the music I make. But in order to completely test Vienna MIR Pro, I activated a demo license, which is fully functional for 30 days. I composed a short, playful, joyful 20 seconds long track made out of 15 orchestral instruments, which will help me test the reverb plugin. I have already did the due diligence just to spare you from losing patience while I'm adding all 15 instances of Vienna MIR Pro. Let's hear first how the music sounds like with the MIRaculous reverb on top of it. I hope you enjoyed this little music work I did here. Now it's time to go a bit deeper and discover the main feature of the graphical user interface, while in the second part of this video we will also hear the sound of each room. This is the main Vienna MIR Pro window, which contains 3 main areas. To the left we have the list of instruments where we have added Vienna MIR Pro on top. In the middle we have a graphical representation of the room where we choose to place our instruments, and to the right we have individual controls for each instrument that we placed here on the stage. The list of instruments to the left, it's rather self-explanatory. We have the volume control, we have the usual suspects, hide, mute, solo, bypass. Right in the middle of Vienna MIR Pro interface, we can see the graphical representation of the room that has been sampled. You can see here the elements of that room, chairs, acoustic treatment, the stage where we can place our instruments. We can take every instrument here on the stage and move it around, place it in a different spot of the stage, and this will change the acoustic characteristic of that specific instrument. We can choose the room to use in our project from the list here. Over here you can see all the available rooms that are provided with the 6 room packs. As soon as you buy a new room pack, a new set of rooms will show up here in this list. Another important element in the virtual representation is the microphone. We have this microphone pattern here which designates the microphone position. This will also be the position where we will be auditioning our instruments from. So if we are moving this microphone symbol somewhere else in the room, we will be auditioning the instruments on the stage from that microphone specific spot. And to the right we have the individual controls of every instrument. Of course you can place on the stage any audio source. You can place an, I don't know, audio wave file, you can place a synthesizer, you have Serum, Synthmaster, Omnisphere, everything. But you can also use other Vienna Instruments products, and I do own some other orchestral instruments from this company. And when you own this kind of products, you can select from this drop down list here a preset that has been created for that specific instrument. So in my case, for example, when I selected the timpanes, you see here there is the image of the timpanes. This shows up because I went here in the percussion category and I selected this preset here. Every preset contains specific settings for volume, for stereo spread, for EQ, and so on and so forth. Using these presets will definitely help you with your music, but of course you are not tied to these settings. You can always just come here and move, you know, around the sliders, the buttons, everything, and create your own settings the way you would like your music to sound like. Another interesting option you have here in the right panel is the possibility to enable a secondary microphone. When enabled, this will change once again your individual instrument sound characteristics. So for example, if I pick the timpanes here, if I select it and come here and enable the secondary microphone, we can already see here another microphone pattern that showed up on the virtual representation of the room, and this will further change the way your instruments will sound like. You also have the possibility to enable a room tone, because yes, the Vienna Instruments engineers also sampled the empty quiet room, which of course has its own sound, and this can be enabled and disabled by dragging this little slider to the bottom of the panel. Now it's time to taste the flavor of each available room inside Vienna MIR Pro. The good news is that every sample venue has a different reverb taste, but the bad news, in case you don't afford the entire room pack bundle, it will be tough to decide which one to buy and which one to leave. The first available room in Vienna MIR Pro is Konzerthaus Foyer. After loading it, we can see that this is a big room, our instruments are small here, and our auditioning spot is rather distant. So we can already guess that we will have a long reverb tail. Let's see how it sounds like. Okay, as I was saying, a long reverb tail that we can shorten. Let's see how it sounds like. We can go ahead and move the microphone position anywhere in the room, and this will change the parameters of our sound. And if I drag this microphone to the right, again to the left, most of the rooms have different auditioning spots. So if we go here to this drop down list, we can choose from once again from a preset. This will be a distant one, let's see another one. The center one sits on top of our instrument, so we should have less reverb this time. Indeed, less reverb. The next room is Konzerthaus Schubertsaal. It's another big wide room where I expect a big reverb, a big reverb tail. So let's see how our project sounds like inside this room. Let's change the microphone position. Let's go in the conductor spot. I like this reverb. This room. I really like this room. I hope I have it in room pack 1 that I purchased for myself. Let's load another room. The Große Saal stage. German-English pronunciation. And let's go directly in the conductor spot. Let's see how it sounds like. That's very nice. Very nice, I like it. Let's also taste another spot inside the room, a more distant one. Okay. The next room, Mozartsaal. Changing auditioning spot. This room sounds amazing, guys. Come on. Next room, Konzerthaus Neuer Saal. This room looks a bit smaller, more intimate, so let's see how the project sounds like. nice. Once again, from the conductor spot. Guys, this room sounds so good. It's like being there. Wow. Guys, this room is amazing. This room sounds exactly the way I expect it to sound like when I see the graphical representation. It's a smaller room, a more intimate room, a different sound. Very nice. Let's go to the next room, which is my favorite, the best of all according to me, the Schubertsaal. Guys, this is perfection. I would not expect more from a reverb. Thank you, Vienna Instruments. Next room, Hall 1. A different kind of virtual venue. Let's see how it sounds like. Very nice. Let's audition once again this room, but let's change the place, the spot inside the room. So let's pick the conductor spot. Let's see how it sounds like. Come on guys, it sounds so good, and unfortunately I don't have it in room pack 1. Next room, it's the Hall 2. A smaller hall. I expect a more dry setting of the reverb of the room. And let's pick the conductor's position. Once again, I'm impressed. Very nice reverb. I like it a lot. Going further, we have the mystic spaces. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mystic spaces. I expect once again a long reverb here, but don't be afraid. We can always shorten the reverb tail, so we can also use it in more common projects. So let's see. Indeed, a wide space and the expected reverb time as always. But now let's shorten the reverb tail and let's see how it sounds like. That's a perfect room. A perfect room that we can use not only for experimental or not only for sound design, but also for common projects. Let's pick the next mystic space. It's exactly what you can hear inside of a church. The Once again, they nailed it. And let me test a shorter reverb once again. That's a very short tail. Let's make it a bit longer, like this. The next mystic space, it's of course another church. Very well. Let's shorten once again the reverb tail and let's see how it sounds like. Wow, that's nice. At the beginning I was a little bit scared about the mystic spaces because they do have a long reverb tail, but as you can see you have this very convenient slider, reverberation time, which simply allows you to shorten the reverb time. So all of a sudden you can use these exotic rooms to mix and to add reverb for more common projects. Let's go to the next room, which is another church. And now let's shorten the reverb a little bit. Guys, I like this room very much. And the last mystic space, let's see how it sounds like. Let's shorten a bit the reverb tail just to see how it sounds like. And now let's go to the studios and sound stages. Let's get a little bit closer by selecting the conductor spot. Wow, very nice, come on. I mean, I also want this room in my Vienna MIR. Very nice. The Orff Studio 2. next room is taking us into the control room of the ORF Studio 2. The next room, ORF Studio 3. The next available room is ORF Studio 3, once again the control room view. With a different reverb taste. Going further, let's see how the Studio Weiler, the live room, sounds like. The next available room, the room we just auditioned, it's the same one we had before. But changing the layout of the room, changing the position of the instruments, is basically changing so much the way this reverb sounds like. The next available room is the stone room of the Studio Weiler. The next room is the stone room wide of the same Studio Weiler. The next available room in Vienna MIR Pro, it's the Synchron Stage. Let's see how it sounds like. Let's make another test of the same room by placing all the instruments closer to the microphone we see here, closer to our ears. Let's see how it sounds like. So. I like it a lot. Now I finally understand why Vienna chose Synchron Stage for their latest releases. It sounds very good, that's why. And now another version of the same Synchron Stage with a different layout of the room. Very nice. The next one is the Teldex Studio. And let me pick a closer position. Another wonderful reverb, guys, another wonderful room. Unfortunately, it's not in my room pack 1. Next room, once again the Teldex Studio, different layout. I think I'm in love of the Teldex Studio as well. Very nice. Let's go to the next room. And finally, the last room, once again, a different layout of the room. Let's see how it sounds like. So, who is Vienna MIR Pro intended for? I really doubt people like David Guetta or Armin van Buuren are mixing their projects using this piece of software, even though the dry sound of the recording studios, for example, could very well accommodate countless music project types, among which electro, pop or rock. But if you are into film or game scoring, commercials, ambient and definitely into the orchestral music production, you will have a great time using Vienna MIR Pro. Since it's time to conclude this video, I have no less than 3 challenges for you folks. The first one, do let me know in the comments below which is the room or the room pack you like the most among the ones we just tested. Also, which is your reverb of choice, cause everybody has at least one. And last but not least, I'm sure you already noticed that this is a young music production channel that needs your support right now. By simply pressing the subscribe, like and the notification bell button, you will help this channel grow and also dramatically boost my confidence before producing the next episode, which, believe me, requires a lot of hard but also very interesting work. See you soon!